Welcome to
No,
our
no.
inaugural show. This is our very
Yay!
first
Wow.
DVAC online show. So we're calling it DVAC Tonight.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's really exciting. And like I said, I would have been so much more prepared, except I've been on lockdown, as all of us have, and
Right.
kind of got a little carried away, trying to get all the technical stuff going. And I realized that I didn't put on my makeup, so
Well,
that took a little while.
I've got my earbuds in. You like my earbud earrings?
They are very fashionable.
Pretty nice. Thank you very much.
As you know, things are a little different for us. We've had to close the center itself, so we were thinking, okay, well, how do we continue to bring arts to the community, and how do we continue to try to support artists as well? And when people watch this, hopefully you can donate as well, donate to the artists, and then donate to DVAC. So we'll try to generate some money and see if we can throw some scratch everyone's way, and also entertain people during this cabin fever lockdown.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
So what have things been like for you guys up there?
Jason,
They've been very strange.
it's been
I mean,
yeah.
it's always quiet around here, so you don't really feel it till you try to go to town, and then it's like a ghost town, kind of, you know. You just have a few cars around, but you know, it doesn't feel that different when you're at home.
Right.
Because, you know, we're in a mountain community where things are spread apart. But when you go to town, it's like, this is not our town. Oh.
There are a couple of grocery stores up here, and people have been able to get things.
Yeah.
But it's been a real challenge, you know. Terry and I haven't been able to get together for a while, and gigs have been rescheduled or canceled, and so we're all ready for a reconnection, and I'm glad we can at least do it online like this.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, we're feeling a little out of sorts. All my equipment's just sitting there, except for my guitars I play. But the doing, it's like, you know, you get kind of concerned that you're sitting around too much.
So have you had a lot of time to kind of do some songwriting or woodshed, some of those things that you've always wanted to do?
We've been working on our website. It needed a lot of care because we were too busy before. But it's very hard to write songs when things are unsettled for me. I need to be completely, you know, at ease, and this has been hard to get there because it's a fabricated staying home, not my choice.
Right. It's not one of those things where it's a creative lock-in kind of thing. Don't bug me. I gotta practice. It's like, well, you can bug me. Honestly. It's okay.
You don't want anybody putting that on you. You
Please
want to
bug
do
me.
it yourself.
I think creatively, it has been a really challenging time. So I seem to vacillate between absolute inactivity, including my brain, to brief moments of, okay, I'm going to get this set up or that hooked up, or I'm going to get ready here to make something happen. And then I become like, oh, I can't do anything. But fortunately, my wife and I, Helen, we have some property, so we're able to take a walk, and that really helps.
Have you found
get outside a little bit?
Have you been doing a lot of outdoor projects as well? You know, just puttering around the house and doing that kind of thing?
There's 10 inches of snow on the ground right now out there. So I'm inside, baby.
Spring. Yeah, we're not in spring yet.
That's been the frustrating thing around here too. It's been raining like mad. So, you know, all the things that I want to get done involve being outside, and you know, the last thing you want to do is get sick. So it's kind of like, well, I guess I'll sit inside, and then, you know, I find myself turning off the phone or leaving it somewhere, and 2 hours later going, oh yeah, wasn't I supposed to do something? Oh.
But that's how it is. It's true. It's true.
Right. Right.
Yeah, the stimulus has changed for our inspiration, to do certain things.
Well, that's why I think it's so important for us to keep the music going and keep playing and keep people entertained with that. So you've got a tune that you want to put up, right, Jeff?
Yeah, so we're going to put up something from the summer concert that we did at the Butterfield Amphitheater here in Idlewild. And we were, Terry and I, Timbrewoods, we opened for Lisa Haley and the Zydecaats. And so Lisa jumped out and joined us on a song. And so we thought we'd put up a clip of that.
Well, cool. Let's go ahead and play that one from Lisa Haley, and we'll get that going, and we'll come right back.
Great.
So why don't you talk a little bit about how you guys got together and a little bit about Timbrewoods themselves?
Well, we got together through Jeff's wife, Helen. I was playing pickleball with her. And that's how we met Helen and got to find out that Jeff was a musician, and he was a closet musician at the time, pretty much. He'd been here for a year and I never ran into him. I was doing solo acts. And so we got together. We got together at his house, at their house, and then as soon as I started singing, he goes, "Oh, okay. I guess I can get my guitars out."
Yeah,
We had a
yeah.
reason.
When I first met Terry, she was over here singing at the house, and I kind of went, "Oh, yeah, okay." It's really a joy to work with a fabulous singer, and one nice thing about it is it makes everyone around her better, because everybody has to kind of dig in here a little bit. And so we found that we had kind of a common interest in musical influences: Bonnie Raitt, John Hyatt, Gillian Welsh, just a number of John Prine, the late great
Right.
John Prine.
Just
So
lost him.
we just began to connect. Yeah, I know. I'm really sad about that, but we connected, and it was just a really good fit. And I like the tone space is a lot of fun, because our vocals are obviously very different. We occupy different places,
Right.
and it's a lot of fun.
So do you find being based in Idlewild contributes to your creativity and a little bit of influence into your music?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, it's perfect.
Exactly right. I think it's a phenomenal little town because it's so musical. And we had to fight through the fires last year, and floods, and the town was really beginning to hum again. And for a small town, there are a lot of places to play, and a lot of great venues. Middle Ridge Winery and Cafe Aroma, and Idle a While. I mean,
Right.
There's just so many great places to play, and the amphitheater, and Pharaoh's. A little plug there. But the idea is that there's a lot of places. Yeah, the brew pub. There's so many good places to play. And so we're all real anxious to get that going again, and I think it will happen again. But it's a wonderful home base.
The thing about the Idlewild area in the Hemet Valley, there's been a huge, or San Jacinto Valley, there's been a huge history of music and arts in this area, and going back 100 years. And I think the beauty of the area really contributes to that. Artists find their way into this area, and it's just kind of it's a good home base, really.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's what keeps me here.
Really
I mean,
is.
I don't know if I would still be here. I have a son that lives in Colorado, and that's a beautiful place too. And I would probably be there so I could be with my grandchildren. But the music is happening, and it's really keeping me here. And this relationship in our partnership here is just it's really a good thing. So you don't leave that.
Absolutely not. So tell us a little bit about your this new album.
When we first got together, it became apparent that Terry was not only a wonderful singer, but a very talented songwriter. And as that unfolded, it really piqued my interest in recording. I come out of an audio background. I started a sound company many years ago. I ran sound for a lot of wonderful people, Oscar Peterson and Ella Fitzgerald and Joe Pass. And I monitor mixing for Stevie Ray Vaughan at his club tours back in the early 80s. Oh my gosh, my ears are still okay. But I realized that she really had something, and I wanted to get involved in producing it. So that's how it began for me.
And I'm so glad he wanted to, because I've been my whole my singing career has been on hold for many years. When you're a singer, you should be singing. And I did a lot of it in churches, but that had come to a halt over some very serious issues that I had to make a decision to make a change over. And then there was, I had to take care of a friend of mine that was sick. I needed to help my parents. And so there was a lot of life situations where they were priorities. And I was busy, but I always knew that I'd get back to this. I just didn't know how to create it, because you need others, So
Sure.
when I wandered up to Idlewild, which is pretty much what it was, wandered up here, I still wasn't sure what I was doing here until the music started, till I decided, well, I'm just going to get up on stage and try, I wasn't used to doing so many cover songs either, because I was a church singer and a songwriter myself. But that was a little challenging. But boy, once I got started, it just really helped me to get back to where I was and more.
The funny thing about music is once it's got you, it doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, how many years pass or whatever. It's in there, and it's an innate thing, and it just finds its way to kind of percolate to the top at some point.
One more thing, I haven't worn out what I have yet. So I was being reserved on the side. So for a time like now, because I don't have to have throat surgeries, and I've been screaming this whole time and trying to, do tours and stuff. So I'm very thankful for that, for my journey, even though it was very hard to wait. I was waiting. I knew that I would be singing again, but I had to wait a long time.
Well, it's like a good wine. You gotta set it aside for a little bit and let it develop, right. And That's
right.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think along the lines of good wine, I think the fact that, Terry and I were born in the same year. So we have, I'm not going to tell you that year, although I think she already gave it away.
I already told you my
age. Yeah, I know. So, but because of that, we share a lot of interesting cultural connections. Although I grew up in Indiana, and she, of course, is a California girl. So it's interesting, the similarities and yet the differences that those two upbringings result in. But it is a lot of fun to get up there and to play together and to really try to connect to people. So that's something we hope to continue doing.
Came upon a midnight clear, of wandering stark and rapid speed. Came upon the blue of night, enveloped in the shadows there, lurking about, resting upon a victor's snout. This I say has yet to come. Bleeding from the hearts of one, so few and far between the night of villages of tempered light. Cast away all ships of steel, your merchandise of friendly seas. Away, away, away. And see the hurting embers alive upon your plaintive decks of peace. Oh,
this particular album, what's kind of the theme or inspiration for it?
Okay, so the title explains my journey, which this is a long spread out songwriting. So there weren't, like, for the amount of time I was away from, in my own private space, where I was helping others, there wasn't a lot of songwriting, but those songs that emerged during those times were really about the journey. So, and there was really bitter, hard times, but out of them came really good things. So I wanted to emphasize that. That's why the name Bittersweet came out. What Jeff and I try to stay, inspired by our lives, our stories. So it was really important for me to be able to get that out, at least on the first album of my own, because
right.
We didn't know each other that well at the time. I had no idea that we were really going to be a duo when he decided to record my songs. So, that it kind of evolved, but I was so thrilled that he wanted to put my songs down. And because it's really important for me, for a singer or a songwriter to be able to tell their story. And that's the main thrust of why I do what I do, is to give people, to connect with them so that there's a sharing going on. So the CD is really important because it's an archive, and now it's on something solid that you can take home.
Right.
And not just performance, in a gig, or it's not just for profit. Let's face it, we're not trying to be famous. It's just a really important thing to do to culminate the whole time I've been off.
And I think in making the album, the CD, Bittersweet, which is of course available on our website, timbrewoods.com, and that's TIMBREWOODS.
See it right down in the
Speaking
bottom.
of commerce, I thought I'd go ahead and do a shameless plug, but and it's downloadable as well, and it's on all the usual outlets, so go get it. But anyway, it was a lot of fun to make Bittersweet with Terry Joe. It was recorded here in the mountain cabin, that where Helen and I live, and it's a very picturesque location, and a big cedar room with tall ceilings, and it has a really great vibe to it, and yeah, it's really wonderful. And we were able to bring a lot of wonderful musicians.
We're going to try to get to know you guys. So we're going to play a little game. I'm going to mention 2 foods, and we got 30 seconds. And as fast as you can, you're going to say right off the top of your head which one you prefer. All right?
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and put the clock down there, and we're going to go in 3, 2, 1. Start the clock. Cheddar or American?
Cheddar.
Sweet or savory?
Savory.
Beef or broccoli?
Beef.
Onions, grilled or raw?
Grilled.
Potatoes or turnips?
Potatoes.
Who even says turnips? Wings, battered or baked?
Baked.
Battered.
Naked or dressed? I mean the wings.
Dressed.
The wings.
Both.
French fries or tater tots?
What?
French fries or tater tots?
French fries.
Ketchup or mustard?
Ketchup.
Mustard.
Sourdough or wheat?
Sourdough.
And bonus question, if you had to survive on one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Bittersweet chocolate. Too long.
Grilled cheese sandwich.
Oh, you guys answered all the questions correctly. All of them absolutely correctly. You both won. You're both big winners today. Big winners. So
Fantastic.
As we wrap everything
I'm
up
going
today,
to, excuse me 1 second.
Sure.
I gotta let my dog in. Okay, come here. Come on, Phoebe. Come on. Sorry, come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, I was sorry. But
look at her.
oh, look at
she
him,
was
so cute.
pounding on the door.
Baby.
There's oh, thank you, Phoebe. Thank you. There's Phoebe. She's a very musical dog. She wanted to be in on the action.
You can't leave her out when she knows something's going on.
No, that's right.
No, that's right. Well, she heard beef, cheddar, French fries. Come on.
Dad's eating.
Something's going on in there. Get in there right now.
So as we wrap everything up today, what are some thoughts you want to leave folks with? Anything you want to kind of shout out there, and what's your next step?
I think that I'm doing what I'm made to do, and I have to keep singing. So whatever way, however way I have to do it, I'm going to keep doing it. And Jeff has been, like I said, I can't do this by myself.
Thanks to technology, we're able to still socially distance ourselves and still share and communicate.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. Well, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to be a part of this very first show, and hopefully I can check in with you every now and again and find out what you're doing and
absolutely
and play a little bit and have some fun and try to keep this music thing going, even though we can't be on the stage. At least we can share virtually. So
yeah, thank you for having us, Jason. Really enjoy it.
Jeff, Terry, thank you so much
thank
for joining us. And for everyone out there, stay inside, enjoy this on the internet. We'll bring it to you. And thank you very much, Timbrewoods.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very, very much. Bye-bye.